And here's the hood and a fender. Just finished painting it. Have my poor man's paint booth. Some plastic draped over to easy ups, and first thing in the morning, and I shot it. I saw the breeze picking up, so I had to. We have trees. The neighbors have a huge pine tree, so you can't be doing that without some type of covering, or you're not going to like the result. But it actually worked out really well. There was no trash on the paint. Really good. And I was planning on shooting my clear over the base, but a little bug had a different idea. And of course, on the hood, I don't know if you can pick it up with a right there between on before the last coat. I have 3 base coats on it, and I was going to put about 2 to 3 clear. The little bug decided to land out of all this. And it, of course, you have to take it out. You can't. It's not like it was on top of the clear and you can wet sand it, polish it, and you're all good. This is in a base. You can't leave a fossilized bug in your paint unless you're going for that look. But yeah, it actually turned out really well. Good coverage. And I would have had clear on it if it wasn't for Mr. Bug making a mess, so I had to put some more paint on it to fill up the hole that it created because it was digging around. So I will wait for tomorrow morning, wet sand it, put my clear on it, and I was planning on putting this on the truck tomorrow, but it's going to have to be the late afternoon, if not the next day. I have a deadline to meet, something else going on, so I was trying to get it all done today. But either way, I suspected that I would have to do a wet sand on it, and then before I put the clear, just to get a better finish. But the finish actually turned out really good. I bought a new paint gun, which helped a bunch. You try not to overthink painting, but the fact is there's a lot of criteria that make it or break it, and for the end result to be good, you have to do all of them. You can't skip. You can't cut corners. It'll come back to bite you, whether it's sanding, what grade of sand to use and how much sanding, all of it. And I think I'm going to have, this is the fender, I think I'm going to paint the passenger side fender. I seriously doubt that this hood is going to match perfectly on a tint to the fender that's been there since '05. It's been exposed to the sun and all that good stuff. So I think I'm going to get some more paint, because I only got enough to do these 2 areas, because that's all I was planning on doing. And I might have to blend in on the doors. The truck needs a lot more than just this. The whole idea was not to go make a brand new truck out of it, just fix what got damaged. But it's kind of hard to stop, because once you have the nice hood and fender on there, you look at the door with a ding, and it's like, well, maybe I should have done that too. And before you know, you painted the whole truck, which that's not what I want to do, because of what we're going to use it for and how old it is and all that good stuff. Let's face it, this could have it all nice and done, and within a week it could have a nice big scratch on it. But that's besides the point. Yep. So I got to, I wet the floor, cleaned it all up, just so I wouldn't get any dust, and actually was, for the exception of that little bug landing on the hood. Now, of course, it's always on the hood, and it's always on the front where you can see it. It's never in a hidden area. I got this whole lip here that gets hidden, and why didn't that little bug just land on there? It wouldn't have mattered. It would still been happy to land on fresh paint. No, has to go just a couple inches in, right where you're gonna see it. Oh well. Yeah, here we go. Gonna have to wait, wet sand it, clear it. Hopefully there's no more little bugs. I usually do it in the morning. That's the best because you have the dew, so there's less movement, there's less dust. And it turned out pretty good. It actually turned out really good. So that's it. That's the update on that. As soon as this is cleared, I'll be installing it in the truck. I have a little piece of plastic on the bumper that I have to paint also. And for the exception of that, the bumper, I have couple little things to put together on the bumper. That'll be the last thing I put on. Actually, I don't even think I'm going to put the bumper on. I'll just put the hood and the fender, line it up, my headlights, grill, and I'll take it to get it aligned before I put the bumper on, and then I'll install the bumper. That'll be the last thing that goes on. That and the cowling and the liner on the fenders, on the inside of the fenders. There you go. Here's a poor man's paint booth. You know, and I have a $250 paint gun, which is the bottom, pretty much the bottom of the barrel when it comes to quality. And it sure would be nice to have a nice paint booth and your $800 to $1,000 paint spray gun and a little more practice. You could really do some nice stuff. But for what we're doing, this will work. Till the next time.